Okay, just going to do a really quick little review video here. So this is not a paid product review. This was not sent to me for free. I bought this. Um, I got it off of eBay, but you can just as well get it off of this company's website. And I kind of get the feeling that probably this company is like one person, maybe two, because they only sell a few products. Basically, what you're looking at in a few different sizes. And it's a circuit board, or doesn't need to necessarily be a circuit board as you can see, but it's a holding fixture. Um, it's not what I would consider cheap. Some people would probably say it's overpriced. Honestly, I think as you watch this, you'll see that with the quality you're getting and sourcing parts and whatnot, yeah, if you count your time, how long it would take to get all the individual little pieces and parts and stock and whatnot to build one of these things up, it's just as cheap to buy one of the blasted things, if not cheaper. I'll waste more money in lost time where I could be working on somebody's radio, let's say, than just buy the damn thing and you're done with it. So this is the ultimate kit. Now I bought this one on eBay. The only reason I opted to get it on eBay instead of from their website is for years now I've been in the eBay rewards program where I get a percentage back of everything that I buy. So I just end up saving a little bit of money doing it that way. But like I say, not cheap. $78. The seller on eBay, which is the company, but their eBay ID is 281VAL5225. And the name of the company is right there. It's actually POLUS. I'm assuming that's how it's pronounced. I don't know. But if you go to their website, that's the name of the company. And I'll put a link down below in the description to their website, because you can buy the individual parts and pieces on their website, where on eBay the only thing they sell are a couple of the different kits, and that's it. So, like I say, not cheap, $78, but I think it's well worth it. So for starters, it comes with the base plate here. The base plate is a piece of, what would you call this? I guess ferromagnetic, I think it is, stainless steel. So it is stainless, so you don't have to worry about rust, corrosion, all that nasty stuff. It's going to look basically just this good 50 years from now, as long as you keep it clean. It's not going to turn into a block of rust. And a lot of people, I think, are mistaken. They think stainless steel is non-magnetic. No, actually, the large majority of stainless actually is magnetic. It's just not as magnetic as, let's say, a piece of normal sheet metal or steel. All comes down to the properties of what, the chemical composition is of the stainless, how magnetic it is. This stuff is highly magnetic, and the magnets that are included in the bases of these little guys got to be, I'm not sure, I'll just have to look at the word, I can never remember how it's pronounced, neobendium magnets, neobidium, or whatever it is, but the strong magnets. This thing is a heavy gauge steel, so it weighs a good bit, and there's a considerable amount of stuff on here, and yeah, I can pick this up and move it. The magnets are really strong, and that just shows how magnetic this is, that the magnets are holding that well. Now I got the ultimate kit. They have this with a smaller board, and then you can get it with different, the accessory holding clamps, like only these four or those three or different sets. The ultimate kit comes with these four of this style, three of that style, two of the alligator clip, and two of the binder clip. The metal, like I say, nice heavy gauge, does have a piece of rubber welting around the outside edge. But yeah, you can see it's not a thin piece of metal. It's nice, heavy gauge stainless. So you don't have to worry about buckling this thing. It's not flimsy. I don't know why somebody didn't think of this a long time ago. And I usually don't use board holders except for when I'm working on certain things. And when I do, I'm using really big, expensive circuit board holders, the rotators, and they have their place. But a lot of times, something like this would be fine. But honestly, the only things on the market, they're cheap, flimsy pieces of junk from China. That's basically what it is. This is a USA product. Now, I'm not saying that every individual part on here is made in the USA, but this company, POLUS or whatever it is a USA company. I'm assuming probably the stainless sheet comes from the USA, a lot of this stuff. I do know these clips, I think I saw made in China on the clips, but they are name brand clips. But yeah, it's assembled and built in the USA. So big thumbs up for that. I'm all for supporting USA manufacturers and small businesses, even if it costs a little more. I don't mind paying for made in the USA. But very universal fixture. Now there's one thing I screwed up when I bought this. There was one kit that was better than this. It's like 100 and something. I don't know. I'd have to go to the website, honestly, and look. The difference is with that one, that kit comes with a USB microscope. So it has another little magnetic stand with a flexible arm with a microscope. Actually, it looked in the picture like it was just about the size of my little pocket flashlight right here. It looked about the same length and about the same diameter around. Just has a cable coming out of the end of it with a USB on it. But it's a little camera mounted to a flexible arm. I looked at it and I thought, don't need that. You know, what do I ever use that for? I got this thing, played with it for a few minutes, and I was like, man, you know something? Be nice to have a USB camera. You nitwit, you should have got it. Yeah, I didn't. Now, if you go to their website, you can get each one of these individual little holders separately. The one thing they do not have on their website available separately is the USB camera with the mount. That's the one thing I need, because now I wish I did have it. So, yeah. And what I'm going to do is when I upload this video, I will forward a link to this video to the company or the person. Like I say, I'm assuming it's probably a small, like one-person show company, but I'll forward this video to them. Hopefully they'll see that. Yes, you should maybe sell those USB cameras separately. Some people buy stuff a piece at a time. So, if somebody's getting they buy the plate with just these four holders, and then later they'll buy these, and then maybe these, and they want to get, later get the USB camera, or like me, figure they didn't need it, but then decide, well, maybe I do want the USB camera. Well, now you're stuck. You can't buy it separately. So, yeah, add that individual, or available separately would be nice. What this comprises of, other than the base, are several different ways of holding stuff on this, and like I say, it really holds tightly. But you have the little magnetic bases, and they do have a plastic insulator on there. And I think I read on the website, I did actually go there and look on the website, non-conductive. It does have a plastic disc on here, so it's not touching the metal, but I wouldn't work on live high voltage circuits on here, so I would not work on active, like switch mode power supplies. Now something like this, an LCD, I think this is a display board out of like a Cobra 2010 GTL. Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem working on this. Now, not with the clamps that I'm using here, but I would feel safe with lower voltage stuff, but high voltage stuff I'd be worried about arc over. But so we have magnetic base. These are probably nylon, I'm assuming, probably little washers on the bottom. So they do, even though these things hold really well, they do slide very easily on this stainless steel plate. It's got an aluminum standoff. It's got two brass nuts on here, and they look good quality, brass nuts. Kind of actually look exactly like the nuts you would find on the back of a old style meter movement. There's two very thick aluminum discs, and there's a O-ring in there. And then you just meant to, basically slide that up in there, crank down on it, and as you can see, yeah, it holds really, really well. Now, if you're worried about maybe the metal possibly damaging something on the circuit board, or if you're worried about shorting out if you are working on something that's live, this kit also comes with, it's actually I think more than I need, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so you only get 4 of these, so there's 8 aluminum discs, but they give you 10, so there's 2 extras. But they give you nice thick, you can see, nylon. They actually look a little bit thicker than the aluminum disc. Yeah, they are just slightly thicker than the aluminum disc even. But these nice nylon washers too. So you could put those on here, and then with the O-ring in there, which prevents anything from touching the metal shaft, you would be, theoretically, you'd be completely isolated from shorting out. So, like, I still wouldn't trust high voltage because the arc distance there wouldn't be very far between the edge of the board and the standoff here. So, yeah, high voltage, no, but yeah, low voltage, it should be fine. And like I say, they hold really well. And you've got a fairly large clamp range. I mean, not that you're going to be holding circuit boards that thick, but you get the idea. The little grabby or alligator clamps. Again, they're handy. Sometimes you need to solder two things together and you want to hold it. So you want to do a really good, let's say like right here, the demonstration I've set up, a really good high quality junction, so you don't want to just do a, pardon my French, a half-assed, solder splice. You want to do a proper solder splice like I learned to do in the military. The wires properly wrapped around each other to solder it. Well, you want to hold it up off the board so you can get in there and do a good soldering and inspect it. These clamps are great for that. One thing I was happy to see was they didn't cheap out. They didn't get cheap junk, no-name Chinese alligator clamps. Wait for it to focus. Focus. Come on. I know you can do it. You're not going to make me auto or manually focus this, are you? Come on. There. Mueller. So yes, this has real Mueller clamps, and these are number 60s, I think. Upside down. Yeah, number 60s. Now, kind of ingenious way that they attached these. So you got the magnetic base, looks like it has a solid little metal piece, but to get this attached to this, it looks like a BNC, or it doesn't necessarily need to be BNC, but it looks like a coax cable crimp sleeve, is what that looks like. And then they took a proper coax crimp connector, your crimping pliers, the hex crimpers, and then crimped it in there. Ingenious idea. Simple solution for a simple problem. But, yeah, that's nice. Like I say, great, holds it up off the board. Also comes with the Bulldog clamps. So if we flip around here, I've got a ITT Canon plug, so, a military plug here. But, let's say you're loading that with wires and you want to solder that. Well, you want it to be solid. These little things here work just great. And I was kind of surprised. I didn't know these people... God, what the heck was it? X-Acto, I think? Yes, X-Acto. I had to look at it. Probably never focus on this. Come on. You can just... I'm trying to get the reflection. It says right there at the top left, X-Acto. Yeah, but yeah, I didn't know they made Bulldog clamps. That's what these are called. They've been around for decades. I've got bigger ones, smaller ones, but yeah, they've got a lot of spring tension. So yeah, good grabby clips. Kind of nice. They're sideways. They're perfect for holding, like I say, for holding stuff like this. Holds that in there again very solidly, and you can see I'm bouncing the whole thing around. It's not moving. These were kind of interesting. These are... They're not physically holding it, other than basically the tension of you pushing them together. So it's kind of like the other ones over there, a little standoff, but they've got, O-ring washer, O-ring washer, O-ring, then a nut, and then a large O-ring, then a stack of smaller ones, and a little, like nylon or some type of plastic cap nut on there. The idea is, though, you just set your board on the edge of this thing, and then just, kind of sandwich the board in here. So, basically you just come in here and push that one up, push that in. I pushed too hard. And you gotta remember, just got this, just now playing with this thing, so practice makes perfect, as they say. But yeah, you just slide this little thing in there, and it holds the board fine. So actually, if you were soldering stuff on the other side, let's say, that's all the more solid it really needs to be. So they're isolated. They're only rubber's touching it. Now, granted, again, don't want to use high voltage. There is a steel threaded shaft in the middle, could arc through. But for low voltage, yeah, that'd be perfectly fine. So now I would make one suggestion for a clamp to the company. As soon as I saw that USB microscope, I kind of thought to myself, it would be nice if you had that, but not with the microscope on the end, though I do want the microscope. But if they made it with a grabby jaws, or, binder clip, alligator clip, probably alligator clip would be the best thing. But if you're holding something, let's say down here, and you want to hold something else way up here that's coming down into it, well, it would be nice to have one of those flexible shafts with the grabber on it that you can just stick on the base here, position it where you need it, but you could clamp and hold something up here, at a different level than down here. So there's a suggestion for the company: come up with basically just take your microscope, mount, just don't stick a microscope on the end. Put an alligator clip would be the ideal thing. But there you go. Like I say, make it simple, stupid. I mean, they didn't over-engineer it like a lot of these things you see nowadays. Just good old ingenuity. What the hell can I do to hold a circuit board? Somebody sat down, got pissed off, probably burning holes in their wife's kitchen table, and they came up with this. And hey, it works great. Again, stainless steel, so it's going to protect your workbench for starters, or if your workbench happens to be your wife's dining room table, you won't be burning holes or burning the varnish off of the dining room table, so that'd keep her happy. Like if you're doing hot air work, so another thing, this is stainless, it's fairly heavy. Since it's also kind of shiny, it'll help to reflect some heat away. But yeah, so if you're, like, let's say you wanted to take this IC off with hot air, like I said, you don't have to worry about burning whatever's underneath of it. This isn't going to burn. You're not going to hurt this thing. So there you go. There's just a really quick video. Like I say, I will put a link. I don't usually do that review videos where I put links to stuff. I mean, it's not my thing. But I saw this. And I ran across it on eBay. Whatever I had bought something, and at the bottom of the listing, they always have, you might like this items as well. And yeah, maybe a couple times a year I'll find another widget that I wasn't planning on buying down there in that. And I saw this, and I was like, I figured, it's probably made in China. Look, no, made in the USA. And like I say, it looked, at least in the pictures, it looked good quality. And like I say, I was even more surprised when I got it. It is good high quality. The magnets are, like I say, surprisingly. I mean, this thing, I just ripped it out. But I was getting kind of violent there, and I didn't have these tightened down very good. But just to show, actually, so, if we start off from scratch, just how well just one of these things holds. Now, we're not talking it's going to hold it in a, 9.0 earthquake or anything, but just one of these, for God's sakes, I'm trying to look around. Oh, no wonder I can't fit it. There's a light bulb right there. Just one of these things easily holds the circuit board. It's a little floppy and whatnot, but, just two of these is really all you need. Two of these. And yeah, I'm running into a light bulb again. The backlighting for the LCD. Yeah, I mean, just two of these does a really good job of holding that in there. Yeah, add the other two, and yeah, it's in there. So there you go. There's my review. Hey, support the company. Like I say, I think it's a nice product. Like I say, a lot of people are going to say it's overpriced. I don't think so. I just know how long it would take me, and I've probably got most of this stuff except for the magnetic bases, and I don't think I have any ferromagnetic stainless around. I got lots of stainless, but that's all the or very mildly magnetic stuff, so I'd have to source a piece of this. I've got welting. I've got alligator clips. I'd probably still have to source some of the standoffs, the nice little brass nuts. I've got O-rings. I don't have nylon cap nuts, so I'd have to source them. The amount of time it would take me to source all this stuff, I saved money just by buying this blasted thing. So there you go. There's my thoughts on this new little circuit board holder.